discuss tips and tricks seniors wish they knew freshman year.
Avery and I will be interviewing the lovely Eve Bonamort, Max Bashinsky, and Ahmad Krumedy, and while they speak about their highs, lows, and who knows of high school.
Stay tuned to hear answers to the burning questions from freshmen at this very school and a sweet and sour twist.
Okay. You guys are going to be eating sour candy.
Yep, welcome to Sour Ones, guys.
Welcome!
Have you ever seen Hot Ones?
Yes, I haven't.
Okay, it's where celebrities eat spicy wings. And we ask them questions after they eat the spicy wings. So picture that, but with sour candy. So have fun.
7 in the morning.
No, I hope you guys are so excited.
You guys are so happy.
That's why.
Well, do you guys want to... Here's our first group of candy, you guys. If you would like to pick and choose what you want. I think we have...
First level.
The first level, a strip or these weird dot things. What would you guys like?
These two
Pick your
so
poison.
enthusiastic right now.
I know you're so excited. We did this to you at 7 in the morning.
Cute.
Oh, thanks.
You love ASMR.
ASMR.
Just got it.
Ahmad, how is it?
Sour.
Sour level scale of 1 to 10.
4.
Okay, four's a good scale.
Good start.
You can give me one.
Do we have to finish it?
No, don't worry. So this question was sent in from Lexi Lavoie. What is something that you didn't do during your high school career that you wish you had done?
One thing I wish I've done is take classes based off your strengths. You don't have to always take like the hardest classes because everybody else is taking the harder classes. It's best to get a better grade in classes based off your strengths rather than the higher classes.
Yeah, exactly. And to that point, like, what I would also add to that is that, like, a lot of what makes high school kind of gratifying and interesting is if you take classes based on your major or things you actually like enjoy or want to pursue later in life. So you're going to be pressured by a lot of your peers who want to take just like maximum APs and all the honors they can take, but don't really have a direction and they just take random classes. But kind of like what Ahmad said, take classes that are based on your strength, but also on your interest, so that you actually want to be there, you want to study, and you want to put in the adequate time that it takes to do really well in those classes. And I also want to add that it's very important that, especially since a lot of freshmen are asking questions, that I would really kind of implore you guys to, even if your classes are easier for now, they will get harder. It's inevitable. Like, everyone does just have to work harder the longer high school goes on. So make sure you start implementing like the necessary strategies for you to be successful as soon as possible.
Do you think the classes that you take freshman year really affect like your course throughout high school?
The thing, not necessarily. Like, I know a lot of people who took easier classes freshman year, but then were able to kind of place into all the APs and honors, like other kids who were in APs and honors ended up being in. But I will say, if you take harder classes freshman year, not only does it prepare you for that stronger course load, like in a really jam-packed junior year and senior year, but it also kind of, it just makes it so you don't have to appeal and you just have to jump through less hoops to end up where your peers will be.
Should we do the next level of sour candy?
No.
Oh yeah, guys, this is going to be great.
It's
Which
sour
ones was
punch.
it?
Sour punch.
These are so yummy.
Delicious.
I'll have one with you guys because I really like them.
Oh, I'll have one too.
So I'll take one for the team, you know.
I'm really bad at this. So.
But while we're getting it open, I actually have a few questions for Ahmad because you're very athletic, as we all know. Very athletic. So I was kind of curious, and I know a ton of the freshmen were, on how you like balance athletics and schoolwork.
Basically, I mean, you just have to know your workload. Sometimes you gotta let your coaches know, hey, I may have to leave practice a little bit early because I have a project or I have a lot of homework. But also, you can't procrastinate. I had to learn that in 9th and 10th grade a lot.
Yeah.
If you have a free period, please use it. Like, it's not bad to take a little break every now and then during your freeze, but for the most part, you need to use your freeze to get most of your work done, especially if you're balancing multiple sports. And then, like the last question, especially if you're taking like harder classes, obviously that's more of a workload, and so it's just easier to balance if you just make sure you're on top of your work and don't procrastinate.
Do all of you have a free period?
Yeah.
This year
This
I
year.
do, but in all the other years in high school I haven't, and I honestly wish that I did have a free period because it's been this is really bad. This is the worst one. So this is like
So
sorry,
free
go on
periods are like a
This is really
luxury
sad.
for you.
That's really sour.
Very.
Oh no.
Guys, have you ever had toxic waste?
Those are horrible.
No.
They make your tongue hurt so bad.
Don't
All
tell me
right.
that.
I'm
I'm
so
sorry.
scared. How about we have them with them? Like
Oh,
emotional
trust me,
support.
I will. Yeah.
Emotional support.
I was getting
Any
stuck
chance
in my
to eat candy?
This question is from Olivia Manfrey. What is the biggest change you've noticed in yourself from 9th grade to today?
I can take this one.
Thank you so much.
What I would say is that in 9th grade, I think the best thing that Shorecrest especially kind of gives you through a lot of clubs and extracurricular experiences is that I know a lot of kids come in 9th grade like not knowing what they want to do, not having much direction, just knowing that they're here to learn a lot and try to go to a good school. But I think if that's your mindset throughout high school, you're not going to end up very far because it's important that you kind of have a purpose and you have a drive in terms of the classes you take and just where you want to go. And then that kind of feeds into your college research because then you can look up, okay, like once I know, for example, I want to be a political sciences major, what colleges are best for that specifically and not just like what are the top ranked on US News. So what I'm trying to say is that I think it's very important that, and this will not happen naturally if you involve yourself in clubs and do a lot of fun experiences, is that you'll realize what you're interested in and then you can kind of piggyback off of that to and let it act as a catalyst for the rest of your high school.
Did you guys all know what you wanted to do going into high school, or no idea?
I have no idea.
I kind of like put all my eggs in one basket. I thought I wanted to be a psychologist, like really bad, and like when I was younger. So like I only took like classes and like my extracurriculars. I made everything just about that. And then it was like later on, I decided I wanted to go into something different.
Yeah.
And so like I wish I hadn't done that and just like explored other stuff instead. So now my extracurriculars are kind of weird. Like my first couple years, everything is like that, and then it switches. So I wish I kind of like just accepted that I didn't know what I wanted to do.
What do you
Yeah.
want to do now?
I think law or business.
Mm-hmm. Shout out pre-law club.
Okay. Shout
That's
out
what I'm
Chronicle.
This question is from Ella Jane. What is the hardest class you've taken throughout high school?
Physics honors.
With Brian.
Yes.
10th grade chemistry.
AP Physics. AP Physics was awful.
Why were
it-
these the hardest?
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's bad. What was so hard about it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so honors. Well, I will say our when we took. Were you honors physics?
No.
But when we took honors physics, Ryan had come from like a school in Massachusetts, so he didn't really know where we were in terms of math. So we get there, and I learned trig from him before I learned it in our actual math.
I remember
So
that.
it was so. My point is that like the science in and of itself is hard enough in terms of like applying the math, but we didn't even know the math. So it became like basically two classes in one. Luckily, since then, he's understood that we're not like as elevated, so they have like a math review and they cover less content. But to that point, AP Physics is double the content that they cover in honors, and it moves at a significantly faster pace. And the tests, what we do in class is not very representative of what's on the test. So if you don't really study, you're cooked. So it's really hard. And I've never studied for a test harder than the AP exam. So yeah, I just PSA: if you take AP Physics, make sure you like to do math and you like studying. Yeah, I didn't really, and it wasn't really fun.
Are there any classes you guys regret?
I wouldn't say I say about AP Physics, I don't regret it because I think I might be able to skip it in college, and it was a really good experience because I learned kind of what it takes to succeed in a class that hard. But I will say, just like, again, as a PSA to freshmen, like make sure you take a class you're interested in, because I know a lot of people who do regret a class they've taken, and you can't really get that time back, and it really can be useful in terms of an independent study or a free period or so many other things that can either make your life easier or just diversify you as a collegiate candidate. So I would definitely look into that kind of stuff.
Also, last year, I took 3 history classes, and I think I really regret that because I really liked history, but at some point, it's like I needed to learn something different.
Yeah.
And so now this year, like I wanted to take other APs, and I was like, why didn't I just take this last year instead of taking 3 history classes
Were they 3 APs?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
But it was nice, like they helped, like they went to each other, but it's also like I wish I expanded my horizons and didn't just take one subject for most of my year. Euro, A-Push, and comparative.
Wow.
This one is anonymous. There are some anonymous questions in here. Okay. But what is the biggest challenge you've had to overcome in high school?
This is pretty easy for me. I know sophomore year that so freshman year I had already been kind of been sliding, and then kind of sophomore year it was because of a variety of things, but just generally it's not even like sophomore year short course is already like very hard just because a lot of that's when you take chemistry, regular honors, algebra 2 honors, a lot of kids, which is a hard class. But the thing is sophomore slump is a very real thing, and I know that at least I couldn't even explain what it was, but I just got super demotivated, and I think it's because your junior year you're ramping up for senior year, your freshman year you want to start off strong, and then you have sophomore year, which is this kind of awkward middle. So I think a lot of kids, including myself, get very kind of dredged deep in mud, in the mental mud, and I had absolutely no motivation. It got to the point where if I did really bad on a test or didn't turn in an assignment, I just wouldn't care. So what I would say is that it's kind of fitting we're in Mr. Wiley's room, but just kind of seek kind of mental health help if you kind of are just not feeling motivated, because there's really a lot of things that can help set that back on track, and I wish I had done that sooner, because I think I would have been better off in the long run. But at the end of the day, that experience kind of made me who I am today, and it really helped me grow and learn why I study and why I try in school.
Yeah.
I was gonna say my biggest challenge is having to realize that grades aren't everything. The grades don't make you who you are, because to piggyback off of what Max said, in 9th grade, while taking physics honors, coming from a low level public school, it was really hard. So once I wasn't getting the best grades, it's kind of tanked my confidence, and I thought I would I started to think I wasn't as smart as everyone. But you got to realize that everyone is different, and grades are not everything. You're not defined by your grades. There's more to a person than just their grade. So I had to realize that, and then I was good.
Yeah, that's actually really, really insightful. I think a lot of people need to hear that. Do you guys want to try the next candy?
No, but I will.
Oh, we'll try it with you
do.
guys. We have 3 options. What option are we feeling? Razzles, Sour Jacks, or Sour Skittles?
I'll try Sour Jacks. I have a bad feeling about the toxic waste.
Oh.
I'll try the Razzles.
So, speaking on... Oh.
I didn't expect it to open like that.
I'm so bad at opening this kind of stuff.
Do you need help?
Yeah.
Kinda do.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
This might help me.
Ooh. Okay.
These are very sour.
Yeah, they're Sour Skittles.
Yeah, but
It's more sour than normal.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I got it.
So,
There's
aren't
literally
we
a thing right here.
They're gum? They are gum. Want some gum?
Oh, I'll try the Sour Jacks. I don't feel like chewing sour for that one.
They're actually not that bad. The ones we just had were worse.
Really?
100%.
I feel like
I want a sour.
You should try a sour
very
Skittle.
sour for
What do you
some
think?
reason.
Oh my god.
I think
They're not
Right?
sour.
they're not
Yeah.
as sour. The whatever we just had was
Try this one.
You're fine.
Yeah. So what's the sour scale?
5.
What
I
about
give
sour
this one a
Skittle?
7.
I give that one
Like at
4.
first it hits you really hard,
That's
but then
fine.
it goes away.
That's
Yeah.
bad.
Right?
Oh, you guys are
Did I
going to be
have
so excited for the toxic waste.
Or who voluntarily eats that?
Me?
What keeps them in business?
I had this friend who was
This?
obsessed with
Yeah,
sour
this.
candy, and I bought her that one time. She ate every single one, with full enjoyment.
Oh my god, her tongue must have been fried. Okay, extracurriculars. So I know you're student council president, obviously. How do you think that affected your college applications?
So I was kind of in a situation where my freshman and sophomore year, I really struggled with balancing home life and school and other stuff. And so in my mind, like, to make up for it, I wanted to be, like, as involved in the school as possible and, like, just really, like, put myself out there to kind of, like, balance out, like, maybe not having the best grades my freshman and sophomore year. Wait, what was the question? I'm sorry.
It was, how do you think being student council president or just having, like, a leadership position like that affect your college application?
Oh, I really liked it. Like I think it definitely helped show, like, involvement and stuff, but also I think it really helped me, like, in school because it forced me to become closer with, like, the administration and the teachers here, and then that helped me, like, have my trusted adults who I could go to when something wasn't going right in a class or I needed help or mentorship, and then that really helped me a lot. So if anything, like, having a leadership position, like, as much as it maybe, like, being in student council, like, does stuff for, like, the school itself, I think it did a lot for me too.
Is there any teacher, like, I'm sure you guys all have one that you're kind of like, this is my school parent. Who would that be?
Kayla.
Definitely, and I think Mom had someone, Miss Dowling. Miss Dowling is
Yes.
definitely
That's my school mom.
That is definitely. I mean, it's very fitting. It's Chronicle, but she's definitely my school mom. She just like it meant a lot to me, like in the classroom, outside the classroom, because like I know in AP Lang that like for years past I'd always kind of like I wrote a certain way that a lot of teachers didn't really like. It was kind of very like vocal, and it was very like kind of like colloquial, like very conversational. So when I kind of was scared to write like that in all my years of school, but then kind of Miss Dowling was like, just write the way, like write as if you're talking, and that kind of really like led to me fostering a love for writing, and I ended up really enjoying Lang, and that's why she wrote my rec letter. So I'm just another just piece of advice for whoever's watching this, any underclassmen, in terms of rec letters, get a teacher who doesn't just know you as a good student, but get a teacher who knows you as a good person and can kind of even give it maybe an anecdote or a story about that. Because when a college gets that, when a college reads the rec letters, they're not looking for how smart you are. They can get all of that through your transcript. They can see how well you done in your AP exam, all that stuff. But when they see a rec letter that says some story about how you were a leader in class, or you stayed behind and helped out a teacher, or things like that, they know that this kid is worth accepting into like a very selective school.
Yeah.
Ms. Dowling is like my school, like auntie. School mom, I have to go with Miss Estromera. She just been there since like freshman year.
That's
and
true.
She like really felt like my school mom because I didn't really talk to nobody in freshman year, and she was always there. So yeah.
That's so sweet,
That's
you guys.
so sweet.
We love our school parents.
Anna asked, which grade was your favorite and why?
I mean, I have to go with this year, to be honest. It's a lot of it is just because like, the beginning of senior year is really hard. Everyone's trying to get their college apps in. Everyone is stressed. The middle might be even worse. You're all waiting for your decisions, but this time especially, and really in a month, like once everyone kind of has an idea of where they're going and they get an acceptance they're happy about, it just becomes, you start to see this effect, and I think we're already starting to see now where the whole grade kind of comes together, and like all those like cliques, all those friend groups, the walls start to kind of come down, and before you know it, like we're all just one senior class who are like ready to like go on stage together and graduate. So just seeing that kind of manifest is really gratifying, and I can't wait for us to grow closer as a class.
That's so sweet.
Guys, I'm gonna cry. I need to.
Please don't cry.
This one is from an anonymous. Do you think high school and everything you do in it will matter in college or adulthood?
Wait, like what do you
Like, do you think that everything that you do in high school will matter once you get to college or once you're an adult?
I don't think everything will, but I feel like some, because high school is like, you're kind of like exploring yourself to find yourself for college and adulthood. So like you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna do things you regret, you're gonna find interests that you may be interested in now but not later. It's just like the time to find yourself. So I think some things matter but not everything.
Yeah, no, to Ahmad's point, like high school's kind of like, it's like a playground, right? Like we all legally, like as kids under 18 have to be at high school. And like obviously there's a lot of kind of learning that comes with that, and a lot of experiences. Like you're gonna mess up, you're gonna have some great successes, but you're mostly gonna be here, you're mostly in the middle, but you'll sometimes be a little low, sometimes be a little high. But in all those kind of trials and tribulations and kind of like the waves of happiness and sadness, you're gonna kind of find like a median that you're happy to be at. So high school, especially one like this one where a lot of kids are already bought in, it'll really kind of prepare you for the next level.
Also, what's really nice about high school is that there's not little consequences, because there's definitely consequences to your actions, but it's like it really is a time that you can like explore different stuff without the big consequences. Like if you're 30 years old and you still don't know what you're gonna do in life and stuff like that, like then there's consequences, right? Like struggles finding a job, stuff like that. But right now, like it's a really good time because you have so much freedom in that aspect of life. Like you don't have to grow up just yet. So I think it's what you do kind of matters, but like to an extent, not as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like this question, which is why I want to ask it. But it's from an anonymous freshman student. What is your favorite high school memory?
This has nothing to do with actual school. I hope that's okay. But I think they'll agree once I say it. But I think one of a collective kind of class of 25 huge moments. It was sophomore year. It was homecoming week. We were in the gym and we beat like the most stacked volleyball team like ever. It was just so awesome to be a part of that. And we all rushed the court. And then we got beat the next year, but that doesn't matter. But it was actually so cool just to beat them. And like I remember we had like a little basketball like practice after, and we were like talking trash to Reed. It was just so fun. And I think that really resonated with what it like means to be like a student here and kind of part of a bigger grade, because during homecoming week it's a time where you and your whole grade can come together and rejoice in a moment like that.
Yeah. My favorite high school moment, I would probably have to say when I won the state championship in track. But it's not even only about like the track itself, because like 10th grade, I was more open. I was talking to people, but I didn't talk to as many. But like after I won, I came back and I just felt like it was a family. Like people I didn't even really talk to were congratulating me, and I walked in, the teachers congratulated me. It just felt really nice to actually feel like it was like a family aspect at Shortcrest. So yeah.
I think we should move on to
I think we should start
the
with
last
the
level of sour ones.
So guys, I think these, as great as these candies are, I don't think they measure up to toxic waste. So we're just gonna have to go with toxic waste. And I'll open it up.
Am I gonna be able to taste anything like for the rest of the day? Or?
Yeah. No.
You know, I'm not too sure. I've actually never had toxic
Oh, I've had them.
waste.
They're so bust. Give me one.
Wow, I'm like nervous.
Are you sweating?
Maybe a little, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Is it like a? Why is it hard? Like,
Because you suck on it. It's a hard
suck on
candy.
it.
Have you ever had warheads?
yeah,
They're like that, but worse.
awesome.
They're not that bad at all.
Why are warheads worse?
Kaylee.
They're not that bad.
No, they're pretty bad.
They're not that bad.
It tastes like
This is
an air
It's more
freshener.
just like it hurts.
it's nasty, but it's,
It's
not,
not
sour.
like enjoyable.
It just tastes like trash.
Oh wait, I'm getting to the sour.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Okay, last question, you guys.
Oh my, you want me to ask the question?
It's about college. It's not on here.
Okay.
From my noggin.
Oh.
So, if you guys can, where are you going to college? Or where did you get accepted into? Oh my god, that's bad.
Are you okay?
That's really bad.
It hurts.
I committed to the University of Florida, largely because, well, first of all, it's free, pretty much, which is nice with Bright Beach. That's super convenient.
Yeah.
It makes it kind of a no-brainer. But on top of that, it's a great school. They have great sports, which I like watching college sports. It's really hard. And it has a good program for what I want to do. So between all three of those things, it felt like a no-brainer.
Weren't you one of the only people that got accepted into UF this year?
It was pretty brutal. The worst thing, yeah, it's bad. It's bad. The worst thing about about the UF experience is that me and Eve were at UF when it came out, and it was brutal because I was the only one accepted on the trip. But some advice to juniors next year who are gonna apply: definitely they have one supplemental on like your favorite EC. Make sure you spend a lot of time on that, write on something like very unique, or write on a normal EC in a very unique way, because there's like 90, they had 90,000 applicants this year, so that's really the only way you can stand out. So yeah.
Getting
You want
rejected
another?
from UF and then
Nope.
having to stay there for like 3 days
Yeah.
was quite the experience. I'm pretty sure I'm going to Rollins. It's a smaller school, but because it had a program, it's nice. Like you do 3 years undergrad and then grad school for 2. And the less school, the better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's where I'm going.
Well, I know you mentioned something financially about.
Yeah,
Rollins,
I got a
yeah.
scholarship, which is really
Yeah.
nice. So, more school, less money. Sounds good to me.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to FSU.
Ooh, good job! Yeah.
Go Knowles.
I guess we're rivals or whatnot, but
Yeah.
Are you going for sports?
Maybe that's in the works right now.
Okay.
it's in the works.
It's in the works.
Ooh. Okay, I think that's all the questions we had for you guys. If you
Yeah.
want to take any candy for the road, please do.
The episode's fully charged, so we need to unplug the core
We
not
need
lights because
to
it's fully
unplug
charged.
the outlet.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh yeah.
So thank you guys so much for
Thank you
joining
for
Thank you for
us.
having us. It was a
We
pleasure.
hope your tongues are okay.
They will be.
Okay, bye!
Bye.
Thank you guys so
Thank you.
much.